Who's watching me? My haunting encounter. You ever get that feeling when you're walking alone that someone's watching you, that there's something or someone right behind you? Tonight I'm going to share with you a night I'll never forget, the night I realized I might not be as alone as I thought. I live on a big farm all by myself with my dog, Bosley. After my wife Maria passed, I just couldn't leave, so it's just me and Bea holding down the place. I love late night walks, though. There's something about the stillness that helps clear my head. On this one night after a long day of welding, I took my usual loop around the property. The air was cool, and Bosley trotted along beside me. But as I headed back towards the house, something caught my eye. Quick question for you: what would you do if you suddenly saw movement in your window when you know no one else should be home? Would you go inside or just walk away? I looked up at the second-story window, the one from the bedroom Maria and I used to share. And for just a second, I could have sworn I saw someone move. I froze. I knew no one should be in there. I hadn't even stepped foot in that room since Maria passed. Anger bubbled up inside me at the thought of some stranger invading my home. So I rushed inside, heart pounding straight up the stairs to that bedroom. I checked everywhere, every closet, every corner. Nothing. Just an empty, untouched room. I tried to shake it off as my imagination, but deep down, I couldn't. Something about it felt wrong. The next night, I was woken up by Bosley growling. He never growls unless there's a reason. I sat up, listening. That's when I heard it, the creak of footsteps coming from right above me. You know which room is above mine, right? I grabbed my flashlight and crept upstairs again, but nothing. The room was just as empty as before. Still, the anxiety started to creep in like something was crawling under my skin, telling me something was there, watching. So what would you do if this happened to you? Would you keep looking for answers, or would you sleep with one eye open? The following night, I found the kitchen lights on. I don't leave lights on ever, and I knew without a doubt I'd turned them off before bed. That's when it hit me. I wasn't alone. I started to panic. Called the cops, told them someone was sneaking around. They checked the whole house, but found nothing. I could tell they didn't believe me, though. It left me feeling even more helpless and afraid. The next night was the worst. I couldn't sleep, so I decided to go back upstairs to the bedroom, hoping it might settle my mind. But when I opened the door, my heart stopped. Scattered all over the floor were Maria's clothes, the very clothes I'd packed away after she died. And that's when I saw her, a woman, standing in the doorway, staring at me. But I knew it wasn't Maria. She was too short, her face hidden in shadows, her stare cold and hollow. Imagine that. You're staring at a stranger standing in the doorway of a room that no one else should be in. What would you do? Would you run? Or would you confront her? Without thinking, I charged at her. She turned, bolting down the stairs and out the front door. By the time I got outside, she was gone. Bosley and I searched the whole property, but it was like she'd vanished into thin air. For months, I barely slept, my rifle always at my side. Every little noise set me off, every creak, every shadow. I even debated calling my brother to come stay, but pride kept me from doing it. I'd always been the kind of man who handled things on his own. Then one night, while I was sitting in the living room, I saw her again, just standing there in the yard watching me through the window. I grabbed my rifle, stormed outside Bosley, close behind, but she didn't move. She just stared, a silhouette in the moonlight. I fired a few warning shots, hoping to scare her off. She finally turned and melted back into the darkness, but the fear, it didn't leave. Tell me, what do you think? Was she really there? Or was I losing my mind? And if you were in my shoes, would you stay on the farm knowing she might come back? I haven't seen her since, but every now and then I feel her presence, like a shadow lurking just out of sight. I don't know who she was or what she wanted, but something tells me she'll be back. Thank you for listening. I'll keep you updated if anything else happens. This version amps up suspense and viewer involvement with questions that deepen the mystery. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more terrifying tales. And share this video with your friends. if they dare to listen.